All right, we're going to go over the same problem, but instead of doing area model, we're going to do partial quotients. So I'm going to set it up, and we're going to do the same kind of thing that we did with our area model. You can see my divisor here has a decimal, and we want to get rid of that. So we're going to move our decimal over to make my divisor a whole number. So instead of 1.2, it's now 12. But since we moved it in my divisor, we have to move it in my dividend. So we have 43 and 2/10 now divided by 12. So I'm actually going to erase this and I'm going to rewrite my new problem. Here we go. Go ahead and write that down on your board. And I would have my easy breezy facts done, and I know that 12 times 2 is 24. So I can subtract. We have 2. Bring down my decimal. We can't do 3 minus. My 4 becomes a 3. My 3 becomes a 13. 13 minus 4 is 9. There you go. Good job. 3 minus 2 is 1. So we're left with 19 and 2/10. Well, I know that 19, and remember, I'm just looking at this number before my decimal here, before we get to my other numbers. So I'm going to know that 12 times 1 is 12. That's pretty close to 19. 2 decimal 9 minus 2 is 7. 1 minus 1 is 0. And I know my facts for 12, and I know that 12 times 6 is 72. But I don't want just 72. I want 7 and 2/10. So I know that I need to add a decimal in right here. Since there is one number after my decimal, I need to go back to my 6 and make sure I have a decimal with one number behind it. So they have to match here. There's one behind it. There has to be one behind it over here. So we can subtract and we get 0. So now we have to add up our partial quotients. So I'm going to line them up, 2. And remember, in a whole number, my decimal is always right after the whole number. So think of that 2 like $2, 2.00, 1, and 6/10. Super important when you're adding your decimals that everything's lined up. So we have zeros here, 6, and 3. Here is our final answer.